In today's video, we'll rank the top 10 best point guards in the NBA right now. But before we start, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Number 10. Darius Garland is only heading into his 4th NBA season, and he's already established himself as one of the best guards in the league. Last season, Garland averaged 21 points and 8 assists while shooting 38% from 3 on 6.7 attempts per game. His ability to pass the basketball at a high level and shoot behind the three is what makes him a very good player. His ball handling ability is what makes him a really exciting player to watch for Cavalier fans. He's one of the quickest players in the league and is top tier at stopping on a dime and changing direction. Darius uses his fast burst to get past defenders and almost always makes the right decisions. He averaged 8 assists last season and is an extremely gifted passer. Not to mention his IQ is off the charts for a 22-year-old. The fact that he has 2 athletic big men in Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen only helps him when it comes to facilitating. He's also a great free throw shooter and is shooting 87% from the line for his career. Although he doesn't get to the line often, his attempts at the line are increasing each season, which means he's definitely getting better at drawing fouls. On the defensive end, while he's not the best defender, he really is underrated in that department. He competes hard and uses elite quickness and fundamentals to stay in front of opposing players. Number 9. Jrue Holiday doesn't get brought up often when it comes to being an elite point guard, and honestly, it's probably because he doesn't do any one thing at an elite level on the offensive end. He's just an all-around solid guy and knows how to get the job done, and that's why he's here at number 9. Last season, he averaged 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists while shooting 50% from the field and 41% from 3 on 4.8 attempts per game. Last season, he shot the 3 ball at an elite level, and it was his highest shooting percent of his entire career. Holiday's offensive game revolves around getting the easiest shot possible on every possession. He's very strategic on how he gets his points, but most of them come from drives or mid-range buckets. At the free throw line, he's solid there and shot 77% from the line on a couple attempts last season. The reason Jrue Holiday is Jrue Holiday is because of how otherworldly his defense is. He's been a top 10 defender in the league for almost a decade now. Holiday is unbelievably quick when moving laterally and can stay in front of any player in the NBA on even his worst days. He also has exceptional anticipation when getting steals, and that's why he's been an all-defensive team member 4 times in his career. Number 8. Kyrie Irving is one of the most skilled players of all time and is even considered to be the most skilled player of all time. Irving is an expert at ball handling, and he's been making defenders look silly his entire career. Last season, even with all the drama circulating around him and the Nets, he still averaged 27 points and 5.8 assists while shooting 47% from the field and 41% from 3 on 8 attempts per game. The Brooklyn Nets star is one of the best scoring point guards in the league, and although he isn't the best facilitator by any means, he still plays very unselfish and is always willing to make the extra pass. That's evident by his 5.7 career assist average. Something that goes untalked about is how great of a three-point shooter he is. Kyrie has shot over 39% from 3 every season since 2016. It's also on a high number of attempts, which makes him one of the most efficient players in the league. While he's gotten off to a pretty good start this 2022-2023 season, we can only hope he can stay on the court long enough for us fans to appreciate his greatness. Number 7. Chris Paul is one of the greatest point guards to ever play, and the point god is even ranked 3rd on the all-time total assist list. This amazing ability to facilitate is why Paul has 5 assist titles to his name and even won his 5th last season during the 2021-2022 season. Speaking of last season, he averaged 14 points and 10.8 assists while shooting 49% from the field and 83% from the free throw line. Not only that, but the 37-year-old ranks 2nd in the league in steals per game with 1.9. That's no surprise if we're being honest. CP3 has averaged 2 steals per game 13 times in his career, which is incredible, and also the main reason he's 4th on the all-time steals leaderboard. Even at this late stage in his career, he manages to be one of the best point guards in the league. He's still crafty in the way he scores and continues to be a huge threat for defenses in the mid-range. Although the Western Conference is loaded with talent, CP3 is a great leader for a really good Phoenix Suns team. Number 6. James Harden isn't listed as a point guard currently, but it's hard to categorize him otherwise when he's averaged over 10 assists per game the last 2 seasons. Harden is also in the top tier when it comes to running pick and rolls, and he probably utilizes roll men better than any other player playing today. He has an amazing feel for the game and is great at changing or maintaining the pace of a game to his liking. Last season, he averaged 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 10 assists while shooting 41% from the field and 87% from the line on 8 attempts per game. Although he has declined slightly, he's still a top 10 second scorer in the NBA and is capable of dropping 30 on you in a heartbeat. He still excels at blowing past defenders with his insane dribble moves and footwork, and as you know, once he gets to the paint, you're at his mercy. No one's better at drawing fouls than James Harden, which hints at why he's averaged over 10 free throw attempts per game for 7 seasons. On the defensive end, while he's questionable sometimes, he has his moments where he looks solid. He's strong when guarding players in the post, active in the passing lanes, and has some of the best hands in the league. Overall, the 33-year-old is still an elite player with many great years left in his tank. Number 5. Trey Young averaged 28 points and 9.7 assists while shooting 46% from the field and 38% from 3 last season. The 24-year-old star has exceeded all expectations coming out of college and is steadily improving his game each season. There aren't many point guards in the league who can shoot, pass, create, and finish at the rate he can. His playmaking ability is what really carries his game. He averages 9 assists for a career and even finished 3rd in assists per game and 1st in total assists last season. He's great at reading defenses and making passes only his teammates can get to. Similar to James Harden and Chris Paul, his ability to facilitate really shows in the pick and roll. He has great touch and accuracy on his alley-oops and can do so with either hand. He's had 18 games of 15 assists or more and even dished out 18 assists in 2020 versus 76ers. He, of course, can score the ball just as well. He's already had 19 games in which he scored 41 points or more, which is impressive when you remember he's more of a passer. Number 4. Ja Morant has been taking the league by storm the last couple of seasons. He's really lifted the Grizzlies franchise back up onto their feet, and now the team's future will be bright for at least the next 10 years. Last season, Morant averaged 27 points and 6.7 assists while shooting 54% from the field and 34% from the 3 line. Morant is one of the most exciting players in the NBA for numerous reasons. Whether it's him dancing, dunking, or simply schooling defenders, he's always putting on a show for the crowd. Scoring the basketball is where he really stands out. He already has 8 games in which he scored 40 points or more and even dropped 52 points against the Spurs last season. Although he isn't known as an elite playmaker, he still averages 7 assists per game for his career. Ja's just such a great team player and does whatever it takes to get the win, and that's what really makes him such an outstanding player. He's the teammate that everyone loves, and that's very apparent when watching how close the Grizzlies are as a team. At the start of the 2022-23 season, he's already averaged 35 points and 7 assists while shooting 60% from 3 on 5 attempts per game. We honestly wouldn't be surprised to see him come away with an MVP this season. Number 3. Damian Lillard is still an elite point guard who can create shots with the best of them. He's a high-volume three-point shooter who's extremely accurate even from logo range. He also has underrated ball handling skills and footwork that he uses to get separation from defenders. When it comes to scoring, he's definitely top 10. In his 11-year career, he has scored 60 points 3 times and even has 8 50-point games. He's also a really good finisher and driver, and it's easy to forget he placed 2nd in the dunk contest back in 2014. While we don't think he can jump that high anymore, he is still very explosive around the rim. At the free throw line, he's elite in that area as well. He shoots 89% from the line for a career. Overall, Dame is without a doubt a top-tier point guard and has been for a while now. Number 2. Luka Doncic is one of the most skilled players in today's game. He's completely flawless offensively and has the competitive fire found in most former greats. When it comes to facilitating, he's top tier. He's certainly in the same conversation with Jokic and LeBron when it comes to dishing out assists. Last season, he averaged 8.7 assists per game, which placed him 5th compared to the rest of the NBA. When it comes to scoring, he's top tier in that department as well. He averaged 28 points while shooting 45% from the field and 35% from 3 on 8 attempts per game. He is the definition of a 3-level scorer, which makes him impossible to stop when he has it going. Number 1. Stephen Curry is the best point guard in the league, and he has proved it time and time again. Did you really think it could go to anybody else? Last season, he averaged 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists for the Golden State Warriors. He also shot 38% from 3 on 11 attempts per game, and 38% is actually considered low for the greatest shooter of all time. But obviously, it's still pretty good, especially given the amount of attempts. His performance in last year's finals really cemented his place as the best point guard in the league. Against the Celtics, he averaged an insane 31 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists while shooting 48% from the field and 43% from 3 on nearly 12 attempts per game. Yeah, that's insane. That just about wraps up this video, but before you leave, we've got a few honorable mentions for you. LaMelo Ball, Fred VanVleet, Jamal Murray, De'Aaron Fox, and DeMarcus Smart are all outstanding point guards who just barely missed our top 10. Did you enjoy the video? If so, hit the like button and subscribe to NBA Swish for more amazing NBA content just like this. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.